starts, Rodney, please. It's a stimulant.
I know that. I've heard these scenes too, you know.
Are we coming into focus yet, Rodney?
Yes, I can see you all quite plainly now.
That's a good sign.
Try some more. Okay.
It's the first time I've ever fainted.
Tell me now, what did it feel like? I always describe it as my hero feels the room going round and round and then he falls down a dark tunnel.
Well, you're wrong. I felt sick and woke up on the floor.
Disappointing indeed.
5-star. Gregory, another.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we try sitting up now?
You are just like all nurses. I am a me, not a we. You are not sick, and yes, I shall try sitting up now.
You're just cranky because you're embarrassed.
Where's Wayne, that Benedict fellow?
They brought poor Mr. Summers upstairs to the East Room. I hear it has a lovely view of the ocean.
Does it have a twin bed, dear?
You're not moving in, are you?
There's bound to be another.
Another murder?
Have you ever written a book with only one corpse?
Good Lord, you're right. At least one in the beginning to get the reader's attention, and then another towards the end.
Well, time to get up now. You can't sit all around all evening. There's work to do.
I do apologize. It's silly of me, really. But the sight of that knife sticking out of Summers'
You use knives most of the time.
Yes, well, it's one thing to describe a knife protruding between shoulder blades with blood trickling.
Oh, easy on, Rodney. Think of something pleasant.
Think of the money you're making.
I'm thinking.
Oh, where's the brandy? There's bound to be brandy. There always is.
Gregory, 5-star.
Yes, ma'am.
Summers is lying there peacefully. He looks almost as if. Oh, God.
What?
I was going to say he looks almost as if he was asleep, but I stopped writing lines like that at NYU.
Carrying upstairs sounds rather interesting.
Ugh. It was like carrying a dead weight. You'd know if you had fainted.
I do apologize that I was unable to help, but yeah.
Rodney, please sit down. Sit down.
It's all right. It's all right. You're older than I am.
I don't think it's necessary to point that out.
Oh, you remove the knife from Summers' back.
Yes, I'm gonna remember it. It's like taking a knife out of a wedge of cheese.
Oh, Camembert or Rockford?
Like a camembert just sort of slid out.
At least it's starting to be something.
It's something already, Gilbert.
I mean all of our next books. I can't wait until all the reviewers realize we're using the same line. I mean, the knife slid out of his back like it was sliding out of a wedge of Camembert cheese.
Excuse me, but what's the lead do about dinner?
What did you have in mind?
Serve it or freeze it.
You're not in the frame of mind to eat right now, are you?
No.
Isn't anyone going to do anything?
There's no need to be shrill.
Do anything about what, dear?
Mr. Summers!
Oh, he's in the East Room overlooking the ocean.
But he's dead!
We know that.
Murdered! Are you all just going to sit there?
Jane, you must control yourself.
Very good, Gregory. Every time the aunt breaks into hysteria, there has to be someone there to say, Jane, you must control yourself.
No, Miss Maxwell.
Sorry. Sitting around and doing nothing. Should someone call the police?
The police!
Impossible, isn't it?
Another question.
Does she write?
Why can't we call the police? Isn't that what they're there for?
Call?
Naturally, the phone is dead.
You've tried it? We don't have to, dear. What do you mean?
Shall we explain it to her?
It's very simple, Jane. We were brought here. We, the greatest mystery writers of all time. We walk in the door and a body flops out of the closet. Do you really suggest that one of us is going to call the police on the mainland? The phone is dead. It has to be.
But this isn't a story. This is real.
We're all aware of that, but we're also aware that that phone is dead as a doornail.
I don't believe you. You're all crazy.
I cherish naivete. It is so rare.
Darling, you lost it at 2.5.
And would you like to know who with?
Hello? Hello? Phone is dead.
Now that we've wasted 10 lines of dialogue, I suppose we get on with it. Any suggestions?
Don't suppose any of you has a radio pencil?
I don't even have a pencil.
In my books, you just take out the pencil, raise the antenna, and listen in on any conversations that might be had.
Maybe that's why your books aren't selling very well anymore.
Oh, hell of a lot better than yours did last.
How do you know that?
Please, we must not bicker. We have respect for one another, remember?
I'm sorry, Miss Maxwell. I've always bowed to you and your ingenious plot lines.
And I've always thought your devices were marvels. Fantasies, but marvels.
Pencil radios exist, you know.
It's cheating to use all those gadgets.
Now that we've ascertained that none of us has a pencil radio or a ray beam or a laser gun, and Mr. Benedict isn't going to self-destruct in 5 seconds, what are we going to do?
Drink.
Ah, yes.
You two certainly stay in character.
We tried.
Then I suggest we have some food for you to get water.
That sounds a trifle vulgar, Rodney.
I agree wholeheartedly. Jane, perhaps you could make us some small sandwiches. There's bound to be something to slap between 2 pieces of bread, just to tide us over.
Mrs. Maxwell. I hope she doesn't try slapping caviar. Sounds mushy.
I think this kitchen is definitely salami.
I don't suppose they have any cottage cheese.
Your Jack Club would have eaten a raw steak after taking it off his eye.
You can ignore the cottage.
He said cottage cheese.
It's molecular.
I'm trying to move it away.
I hate this generation.
Let's move on. As you were saying.
Well, I had said that his Jack Club would have taken a raw steak off his eye and eaten it. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Now about the nourishment situation.
I shall prepare some cocktails if you wish.
Oh, great. $12 extra.
In your books, madam?
No, touche.
Martinis?
Yes, I have a bottle of Bombay gin in my initial leather case with my luggage.
I've already brought in all the bags, and I've taken the liberty of placing the Bombay gin in the pantry.
Gregory, you are a true gentleman's gentleman.
Thank you, sir.
Now that we've taken care of the nourishment situation, what's next?
Someone's got to be in charge. Someone has to ask questions and discover clues and things.
Correct.
But which of us?
Why not you, Rodney? We'll take it in order of seniority.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't keep harping on age.
No, I was referring to experience.
Oh. Because I can believe Miss Maxwell is somewhat older.
I beg your pardon.
According to Mystery Writers Who's Who, you predate me by 3 months.
Oh, that's only because I lied when my first book came out. I wanted the editors to think I was mature, so I said I was 20 when I was really only 18.
Well, that settles it. Rodney, you have the floor.
I always hated that line. You have the floor. What's he supposed to do with it? Polish it?
Mrs. Olive, Miss Olive, time and place for your celebrated win, but this is neither the time nor the place. If I am to be in charge, I must have a moment to think.
Well, plunge ahead, that's my motto. If you spend half the day looking out the window sitting at your typewriter, you'll never get anything written. I draw the blinds.
Please, if I'm to assess all that has happened, I must have silence. Obviously, none of us have done it. Therefore, it's either Gregory or Jane. She is too young and naive to be true, and he is most definitely an odd servant. Odd servants very often are murderers. Now, I'm something of a genius as a mystery writer. I've never fooled myself. There it is. It's a fact. I am a genius. I invented Jack Club. If I just act the way he would act, then everything will be solved promptly. Now, he would know that there's something rotten about those 2 servants. It's too hard to get domestics these days to have 2 of them just sitting around. The thing to do is eavesdrop and find out what they know. First, to get them alone. Good, I got rid of the others. Now to get that naive girl and odd servant in here. Perfect. Can't beat imagination from getting things done quickly. I'll just slip behind these. Remember, Rodney, you're tough, like Jack Club. Tough as nails.
Good. They took the powder.
How much time we got?
I can signal now.
You're a genius, Gregory.
I'm the boss.
Was it tough rubbing out stomachs?
Nah. Just like sticking a knife in a wedge of camembert cheese.
You gonna give it to the others?
They get in the way, we'll sink them in the ocean with a pair of cement galoshes.
Let's do it anyway, just for practice.
Get the ice first, we'll have fun afterwards.
500 clams and uncut diamonds, emeralds, and rubies sitting out there. We're gonna dig.
The biggest heist in history. And they said the crown jewels couldn't be stolen. They reckoned without the boss.
But you blew it.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, you're hurting me.
Don't hurt the one you love. How'd I blow it?
Right? People coming here. You didn't figure that.
Oh, sweat. Summers came first, they got the camembert cheese treatment. Now we'll signal from the tower, the boat comes in and delivers the diamonds. The Copters do at midnight, and then we're off, huh? Anywheres you like. Rio, Capri, Detroit.
This is it. One big heist in that easy street.
30 minutes, and they'll be in my midst. The jewels.
I love the way you say that word. Jewels.
Hang loose, hon. And remember, you're mine. All mine.
That's what's on the clock. Little does he know once he gets them, it's curtains for the boss. That's right, curtains. Ah!
Hi, baby. The name is Jack Club. Damn, tails.
Jack Club, the private eye.
You tied it,
There
baby?
ain't a hood in the underworld whose chin you ain't scarred, and ain't a hood's dame whose lips you ain't blistered.
So they tell me.
How'd you get here?
Swim.
Tough, Jack Club. Real tough.
So they tell me. Now what's level? Them jewels getting here in 30 minutes?
You heard?
I clean my ears with the barrel of my 22.
What are you gonna do?
Them jewels go back to the Queen of Alanya, and you, baby,
Yes.
you go off with me. I hope you got unwind time in your lipstick. You're about to get blistered.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Kissing you, baby, kissing you hard.
Well, just lay off.
You didn't like
You're
it.
a dirty old man.
Come on, baby.
I just kiss a dried sponge.
That's not what you're supposed to say. This whole thing's going wrong.
The boss and I get the jewels, and you get a shit in the back same as Jason Summers.
So you learned to it, that bad. I can see it now. He steps towards you, puckers up, and Gregory next to him.
Smart, ain't ya?
Smart to fall from that line, baby.
Would I give me a kiss even if I begged you?
Not after that bit about the dried sponge.
I was only fooling. Come on, I like antiques.
Since you can't resist, maybe one little smacker so you have something to remember and stir. Ow! Ow! My head! Ow! That hurts! God!
Oh, stupid.
Yeah, but I mean it really hurts. Ow!
Why doesn't he fall down?
It's got a head like a pair of cement galoshes.
This really hurts. I mean, I always have my heroes getting hit on the head and they shake it off and get into a fist fight. This really freaking hurts! Ah!
Where is that coming from? Who's making that noise?
An intruder, Miss Cole. I'm afraid I had to resort to violence.
Who are you?
Jessica, please.
My God, it's Jack Club! Thank goodness I've unguitan in my lipstick.
He's the murderer. There, Gregory. And she's his accomplice and my head hurts.
Please, Mr. Club, the servants never do it anymore. That's passé.
Fine, I'll prove it to you. See for yourself. Get over there. All right, Jane. This is it. The showdown. Take him and the jewels or me, Jack Club, without the jewels.
Okay, baby, what do you say?
She doesn't have a choice, buddy.
Here's my answer, old man.
Yeah! I'm shot. I'm actually shot. And it hurts. Not like I thought it would be at all. I always strike that hot lead ripped through his shoulder, but it just plain hurts. How can I expect to have my characters go on after something like that? They ought to go to hospitals for weeks and get workman's compensation. I always thought of myself as a realistic author, but I guess that must be true. Not very true. This head-hitting and getting shot twice a book is no easy matter at all. No, I'm definitely not one for reality. I guess that means there's only one thing for me to do now that I'm faced with a real murder. That's to shut up.
How long do we have to wait for you to assess all that has happened?
I have come to a conclusion. I have nothing to say except that the butler is on.
The butler, please.
Gregory, that's too obvious, old man.
Don't call me old man.
I wasn't referring to your age. It was a term of endearment. Don't be so sensitive.
My books didn't have any butlers. They're from different eras.
Mark my words, Gregory did.
Cocktails are ready?
Thank you, Gregory. It appears the only thing he did was to make drinks.
I wouldn't drink one of those if I were you.
Oh, I would and I will.
But I have him take a swallow first.
Nonsense, you have a Roman emperor complex.
Still, Rodney may have a point.
Would you mind, Gregory?
Not at all, sir. I don't like to drink on duty, but since you have requested it.
Not too dry?
Perfection, sir.
Then we can serve.
That's good.
To be slow, I think poison. Wait a minute.
If he were poisoned, we would hear a gurgling gasp of sorts, wouldn't we?
Gurgling gasp alliteration.
And
I like it.
What do you suppose this gurgling gas might sound like?
Exactly like that, I should imagine.
Anyone want to go take a look?
I'm not budging from this spot, and I don't react well to dead bodies.
Wait, you go see if Gregory's tossed up the mortal coil.
I can't, or I'd spill this for a martini.
Well, it's up to me then. I have a strong stomach.
Rodney, if Gregory's passed over, that kind of knocks your theory into a cocked hat, doesn't it?
Perhaps he drank the martini knowing it was poison, or realizing it was hot.
Just smell this glass you drank out of.
If the murderer had any sense at all, the poison would be odorless.
Woo, that's worse than moonshine.
Now smell the others.
He's dead, all right.
Now things are exciting. 2 down and 5 to go.
Well, the rest are all right.
So
Good, then we can drink them.
it's all twisted up like a pretzel.
When I have someone poisoned, I always say he grasped his throat and fell over dead.
Must have been agonizing. Want to have a look?
No, you better not. We're running low on the drink situation.
What was that I heard back there about smelling the drinks? It's kind of weird.
Oh, well, just that one. The one he drank was poisoned. And these are all right. Would you like one?
No,
Very well mixed, I must say.
Have you no compassion at all? Summers and now Gregory dead?
That's the past, old boy. I'm living in the future and I can see a glass in mine. Here, cheers.
If only one of the drinks was poison, it mustn't matter which one of us got it. I mean, the murderer didn't seem to care which one of us drank it.
What about me?
Oh, Jane. Forgot about her. We might as well tell her what happened to Gregory, right?
She'll find out soon enough.
How?
Like that, she was bound to stumble over him eventually.
Oh, something terrible!
Yes.
That's a trite line, dear.
We all know Gregory's dead.
He's just lying there in the pantry.
And you're properly hysterical. Good girl.
I'll make you a cup of tea. Mr. Summers and now Gregory.
No need to sum it up here. We can add. You carry on. I'll be right back.
Now there you go. Take a nice down.
She'll be fine.
Stumble over and one.
She'll get over it.
She's quite calm about this, isn't she?
Now don't go pitting us against one another. Those are such boring scenes.
We have to keep a strict eye on each other. We're all suspect.
Oh, no. I think we should think about Jane right now. But maybe there's someone else on the island. Perhaps.
Perhaps you're right. Now that we've narrowed it down, that couldn't have been any of us. Perhaps it was someone else. Maybe, this is an original idea, we search the island.
Useless.
Why?
It always is. If you paid attention to the older genre of mysteries like Diligence and Mine, you know that we're alone here.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to check.
I suppose you're right.
It won't take long.
Well, I'll go this way. Rodney, you go that way. No, Rodney, you take the north. Wait, you go that way, Jess. Take the upstairs.
Oh, good. I didn't want to scrape my shoes on all that rock out there. These are eye millers. Did you know that?
I did.
Oh.
I'm off.
Ready? Go!
Where are you all going?
This young fellow thinks we should search the island.
Nonsense. Naturally, we're alone here.
I know that. The Wit knows that. I don't know what else got. You know that, and he doesn't seem to know it.
What was that?
Fine, then we'll prove it to him. Where do I go?
You take the wine cellar.
I'll trade with you.
I'm giving up the assignments here, bucko. Ready and go.
Which way is north again?
That way.
I wish someone knew about this body.
Oh, the martinis are still here.
Go to!
Oh, Whitney! What are you doing here?
I knew you'd come right back here like a humming pigeon.
And what about yourself?
I hate solitary alcoholics.
Look, all this sort of business is ridiculous. Naturally, we're alone here, but I suppose we have to please the pertinent young author.
It's a very well mixed martini. Too bad he died.
Look here. You didn't do it, did you?
Of course not, but we're up to our collective necks in 2 murders, and I don't feel as nervous as I should.
That's because we're used to it.
But only in an imaginary sort of way.
This whole thing doesn't seem real somehow.
Oh, I know. I wish we could just solve it and get on with the writing. We're never going to meet a deadline with bodies lying about the corridors, not knowing who's done it.
Do you suppose we can solve it?
Of course we can. We every murder we've ever been involved with.
That's because we were the one who decided who the murderer was before the crime was committed. This time we're not working backwards.
But I suppose it could be fun starting from the top. I mean, we know it wasn't any of us. That would be dirty fool, wouldn't it?
Dishonorable discharge for the mystery writer's skills.
Yes, so it must be Jane.
She's awfully pretty.
Yes, I know. But do you remember the book we wrote, The Case of the Two-Legged Secretary?
Intimacy.
Well, it was your idea to have the pretty girl the murderess. And when did you do second publication? Publication.
What?
After printing. Very quickly. It was a good sell.
I suppose you're right. You're conceited too.
Yes. So, what would we do now if we were writing it?
Have her discovered committing another murder.
No! We would have her make some idiotic slip, and then the beautiful wife, the part written after myself, would say something like, "Aha! You slipped up that time!"
I'd rewrite that line, but go on.
So, all we have to do is catch Jane making a stupid mistake.
But how?
Well, you're half starting team. Give me some help.
I'm trying.
Oh, she's coming, she's coming. Be nonchalant.
You look so nonchalant.
Thank God.
I try to be, but every time I come out of the pantry, I have to step over Gregory.
I'm working under a tremendous handicap, darling, but those sandwiches do look delicious.
Salami.
Salami.
Oh.
So fast.
Where's everyone else?
Searching the island.
I will not find anyone on Vulture's vault. Gregory and I have been here for 2 days, and we never saw a sign of a soul.
Oh, you were alone, were you?
Together?
Yes?
Were you lovers?
Stop! What a thing to say.
Jessica, you're letting your imagination run away with you.
Oh, we always have a bit of sex in our books.
How well did you know Gregory?
We never met until we got on a launch to come here. See, I've been out of a job because I've been ill. Until last January, I worked for Mrs. Plato Underdog.
Oh, we've never met her.
Truly kind. She paid for all my hospital bills.
Ready? Did she take you with her between houses, New York and Newport?
Oh, yes, indeed.
And on her yacht?
Oh, yes, indeed.
You slipped up that
Oh, no.
time! Wait, don't you see?
See what?
Mrs. Plato Underdog doesn't own a yacht. She gets seasick in her own bathtub. That was your mistake, Jane. You've revealed her true self.
Right, I did it. I killed them both.
You did it, darling! You're a marvel!
Thank you, darling.
What's the matter?
We've stopped imagining we're writing her, so she stopped too, I suppose.
Are we going to leave it like that?
Oh, well, it's the end of the story. Just close the book.
That's not how it would end if she really did commit those two murders.
Probably not.
Yes!
What? Wait! Oh, wait! Oh, the hell did it go? Stop! Speak.
She would do something desperate now, wouldn't she?
Damn right she would.
Oh! I don't like this at all!
Stupid fools. Of course I'll do something desperate. I'll kill the two of you.
No. You mustn't shoot the others. That'd be killing the hand of the time series.
I agree wholeheartedly.
You first, Mr. Olive.
Oh.
If you have anything to say it fast.
Can I have a cocktail?
No, stop it! I'm out the starting team and I say stop! Oh, we stopped it. What went wrong?
We finished the story all right, but there are a few extra pages.
Do you suppose this would happen in all our books if they were real?
Possibly.
Oh, I've definitely decided I do not like taking part in real murders at all.
Let's go back to our martinis and chat up.
Oh, good idea. But we did have one thing right.
I'd like to know what.
It must have been Jane. She's the only one left.
I don't like that. There has to be a plot twist somewhere.
Stupid waste of time. Nothing to be discovered on this island. Not even a decent rock formation.
Well, we please the young author.
Merry Christmas!
I can't do watch myself strong.
Guess what I found in the wine cellar?
What?
Wine!
Now, that's hardly surprising.
Oh, it looks older than your original horror story, Mom.
And tastier too. Hilda, don't just stand there. Please, pop it open. We'll have a toast.
Don't do anything in the
Project. I believe we've come up with some brilliant plot points already, haven't we?
You're rather cold-blooded, you know. I suppose suppose you'd like to have us bury them together under a double tombstone reading, "Here lies 2 plot points."
Anyone find anything?
Oh, Mildred found a beautiful bottle of decaying, aged wine.
Ah, well, I'm afraid I must apologize to all of you. You were right. There was no one here. Waste of time.
You live and you learn.
Now, if everyone will shut up for a moment, I suppose we call in Jane and give her the third degree. You know, under a bare bulb while we sit around chewing gum and cracking nuts.
Because if it isn't Jane, then it's one of us.
It's possible.
Robbie, you have been consistently wrong since this evening started.
You think one of us did it?
We had to. I just found Jane in the kitchen with her head sticking in the oven and the gas turned on.
Dead?
Well, she wasn't baking an apricot upside down cake.
Good God.
That's a stupid line, Brad. Say something more pertinent.
Did you turn off the gas?
Now that's pertinent.
Now, it seems to me that we get on solving these murders before we all end up dead. That's what happened in those books by that woman, Agatha.
Christie.
Christie, darling, yes. We take one of her theories and start from there. I mean, the least likely person is always the guilty party. Who's that? Well, the one that was done away with first. Why, he is only pretending.
That's old Hack's dear. Done to death. I even thought flavor was used. Any numbers can die by Fred Carmichael.
Oh, never heard of him.
Never.
Well, so much for that.
Besides,
Agatha, Christian.
Christy, darling.
Christy, she'll never last.
Sheila.
besides, that theory doesn't hold any water. Stumps is dead, all right, but I know we carried him upstairs.
Agreed.
Well, I suppose it could be one of us.
How?
We all spent that night in the dreary hotel on the mainland. Anyone, none of us, right, could have rented or stolen a launch, putted over here, killed Summers, and been back for breakfast in the morning. A splash of urine in the eyes, and who would know?
That's true.
Except for Whit and I, of course. We're married and sleep together, as honest as it may seem these days.
But either of us could have slipped together a sleeping pill and done it.
Oh, you and your big mouth.
So now that we've narrowed down that any of us could have slipped something in the drink, or perhaps the glass before it was mixed. What?
Perhaps if we all say what's on our mind, we'll hit on something.
My mind's on the
Another drink, I know.
Brilliant deduction, my dear Maxwell.
What about you, Benedict? We don't know what you're thinking.
Oh, well,
Come on, speak up.
well, it's just, if I were to say what's on my mind, I'm sure that no one would agree. I've been trying to think in a different era than all of you have. If I were like my heroes with their electronic equipment, I'd go back to just before Jane was killed. This innocent-seeming device, it's very small, it's a homing device. I'd have planted it on each of them, and then, with this innocent-seeming pen, I'd listen in to whatever conversations may be had. That's what I'd do. Ready? Go.
Which way is north again?
That way.
I wish someone would move this bottle.
Now to listen in on any conversations.
For that heavy feeling you left that every morning. It's time to stop being dead.
Wrong channel.
I thought I'd never get you alone.
That's Jane's voice.
But I've got the plans, but we better not be seen talking out here. Those stupid authors might suspect something.
Who is she talking to?
Meet me in the living room. I've got the plans hidden away in a book. I'm not here to save the romance for later. Oh, I'll write if you insist.
Those spies are all the same. The living room, that's here. Better hide, see where the plans are hidden.
Hurry up before the others get back.
Where are the plans?
Keep your shirt on. I'm getting up.
Chaotic will pay millions for these. Millions! Every missile site on the eastern seaboard. How did you get them?
The usual way. No one can resist my body.
The entire eastern seaboard.
In 6 days, I was slowed down in Jacksonville.
Incredible.
Now I want what's coming to me.
Of course. It's just where you're going to get, my dear.
I want the dough. This is no time to fix your hair with that innocent-seeming comb.
Your usefulness has run out, my dear. Now the plans are mine. What to do with you? I know, the oven. Those stupid authors will never suspect that chaotic is mixed up in all this. They're too concerned with themselves.
showdown. The way I write it, I get the plans and capture Rodney Duckton, master spy. Reality isn't so different from imagination after all.
Now to condense those plans into a microdon on film. Oh, Mr. Benedict, did you find anything in your search of the island?
Never mind the act, Rodney. Give me the plans.
But of course, Brad Benedict, as soon as I comb my hair.
Don't pull that innocent seeming comb on me. See this?
The innocent seeming cigarette later. Well, take this.
The innocent seeming wristwatch.
That's right, brother.
This is wrong. All wrong, Kieran. You'll never keep the plans.
But of course I will. These are here and they're mine, all mine. No! No! No!
Yeah.
No!
It's dissolved.
God! I killed Summers, Gregory, and Jane to get those plans, and now they've all gone down the drain. What are you doing?
Oh, tying my shoe.
You think that innocent seeming shoelace can stop this innocent seeming wristwatch, do you?
That's what it's made for.
Then take this.
The innocent seeming tie plaques. Oh! This is wrong, all wrong. Chaos isn't supposed to win.
You didn't write this, brother. This is reality.
Oh, Bradley Bruce Benedict. It isn't a good idea to say what's on your mind. Of course, Rodney may be the murderer. He's old and senile and his mind may have snapped. Well, whoever thinks they know who the murderer is almost gets killed next. I'll just keep quiet.
Mr. Benedict, Brad.
Oh, sorry, my mind was wandering.
You were just telling us that if you said what was on your mind, we'd all disagree. Just what was on your mind.
Oh, nothing. Not a thing.
Just as I thought.
However, I can make a prediction. Rodney, you're gonna be killed next.
That's not a very polite thing to say.
Nevertheless, it's true. Follows the pattern.
What pattern?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, please, if you know something and you're not telling us, then that's cheating. We're supposed to be collaborating here.
Would you look at that? First book I ever wrote.
This is no time for narcissism. Why did you say I was going to be killed next?
Because you are.
Everyone is wrong about everything tonight.
Thank God for that.
Oh, he's dead, all right.
Mary.
This gas capsule sent a spring in this cut out of a careful. Yes, this gas.
Oh,
It's still loaded!
As I say, this gas capsule sent a spring in this cut out of a book. I mean, the murderer knew this was an ingenious way of getting rid of Brad.
But how? Any of us could open that.
Not this book, you see. This is the. Sorry, I'll put it back. You be careful. Gesture towards it. Not this one. This was the lightning cube, Brad's first.
I remember that book. It was awful.
He improved after that.
No, none of us would dream of picking up that book except Brad.
Marvelous, Mildred. Your detective mind works even when you're not writing the story. What next?
But I can't think with that body messing up the living room. Since there are only two gentlemen left, I suppose you two will move with Mr. Benedict.
Got this, Fritz.
Where to?
How could I know with the others?
Well, Summers is upstairs.
Oh, please, the other.
Oh, Jane is in the kitchen. Gregory's in the pantry. We'll put there.
What is that? What is that?
Oh, yes, well, what's that? Well, it he's dead.
Doesn't matter.
Respect the dead. Oh,
Fritz, take his suit jacket when he's done.
oh, that's
nice.
I think that's living. I don't know if that's it. Right. Almost through.
He was so young.
So, yeah. We'll close the door so you don't have to see the spot.
Now, things are exciting, aren't
They
they?
are. Let's kneel there, please. I must admit to being a trifle nervous.
Oh, Rot, we are getting down to the whole business of it all. This is where I shine.
Oh, but there's nothing we can't solve here that we can't solve at a comfortable lounge on the mainland.
We'd only have to go back to the scene of the crime.
Oh, I, for one, want to leave Vulture's vault.
And I for to agree with you. But how do we go about it?
Oh, well, in those movies, where the plane crashes on a deserted island, they always write tremendous help in the sand.
Excellent idea.
Only one problem with that plan.
What?
No sand. This island is completely rock.
Then we'll build a fire.
Out of rocks. Weren't you ever a Boy Scout?
No, they ripped off my badge when they found my canteen full of martinis.
There is a time when humor is unwelcome, Mr. Olive, and this is one of those times.
The furniture!
Rodney, I suppose that's a non sequitur, but you did succeed in changing the subject.
We'll burn the furniture. The smoke will bring help, and then we'll write this whole thing up for the TV show. I'll grab this chair. Jess, have you any matches?
Yes.
All right, and wait till you grab that table. Or that's
This one?
Yes.
I've been under one smaller than this, but I'll do my best.
I must admit I have very little faith in this play.
Me too.
What's wrong with it?
It's too simple.
Far too simple. If this would work, then we would have written it in all our books.
Perhaps if we get invited, we wouldn't have to think.
I'll answer that, but I figured this out with.
All right, now I'll let them talk to each other.
Oh, this table is rather heavy. Do you suppose it'll burn?
If it does, I'll look in the larder for some marshmallows.
Stop that damn thing. Get off. My neck. I was stung by a bee.
Where? Let me see.
I'll make some mud. That's the best.
Here.
Oh dear.
It's bad, isn't it?
Very.
Rodney, come along now. Jessica's made some beautiful mud. If you don't use it, you'll only put it on her face.
It hurts.
Oh, yes, I know. But you're a brave boy, yes.
Goodbye, Mr. Tuckton. You were one of my favorite authors. Feasting indeed. I used that one in the case of the South American headhunter. I know a blowgun dart when I've seen one. Dipped in curry, no doubt. How's that for a surprise ending? Now, if the murderer was not Jessica, because she was helping Robbie with the table, it couldn't have been Whitney, as he was piling the table on top of the chair. Therefore, by process of elimination, the murderer is me! But I didn't do it. I know that. Well, if I'm out of the running, then it must be one of those olives. Now, how would I write it? Well, they would just come back in here and announce that Rodney had been shot by a blowgun. Yes, that's how it would begin.
Mildred! It's Rodney!
Oh, what happened?
He's dead.
It wasn't a beasting. It was a dart from a blowgun!
The kind of murder you would commit.
Well, what do you know?
Confess, Mildred, and then the three of us will write this up for the story before you reveal yourself.
The royalties will be astounding.
We'll make sure your next of kin gets your share.
Oh, how generous. But there's only one thing you've forgotten.
That line again?
You forgot that I didn't do it. Therefore, it must be you.
We forgot about that!
I thought you reckoned with my deductive mind.
Oh, true.
Why did you do it?
Surely you can figure that out.
We're dried up. No new idea in ages. Our books are becoming pedantic,
Sloppy.
predictable. So we have to kill off the competition in order to make money.
Yes. So we're ridding the world of mystery writers one by one.
We're quite insane.
Utterly, completely mad.
Well, there's only one thing left to do, I suppose.
What?
Kill me, of course. Oh, no, I didn't say that. Tell me you didn't hear that.
We heard you.
Me and my Whitney mouth. Give that to me.
It's my turn.
It's not!
No, it's so.
It's not!
I just go and freshen up on you two feet inside.
Stay where you are!
Come on, wait. We'll do it together.
Yes, on the count of three.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Jessica!
Whitney!
No, but wouldn't work in real life. It's stupid and silly, and I tear it out of my typewriter and start over. No.
Jessica, come along.
You can't predict reality, and I'll just have to find out like one of my readers does. Yes, they're probably about to come back in here saying,
Jessica! Miss Mildred! It's Rodney!
what about
He's dead.
It wasn't a beasting. It was a...
dart from a blowgun, I know!
Oh!
You know because it's your kind of murder.
Maybe the kind of murder I'd read, but not the kind of murder I commit. No, I am not the murderer type.
Neither are we.
But it It's not working. Where did it go?
It's just a regular cigarette.
Yes. Let me smoke. This isn't how I wrote it at all. Where's the blowgun?
We didn't kill anyone.
But you had to. It couldn't have been me.
Oh, please. We don't go around killing people. Why don't you go away somewhere? You're crackers.
I'm not falling for that line. I'm staying right here where I can keep an eye on you.
And we're staying right here where we can do ditto.
How long do one of us starve?
I die of thirst long before.
Well, there's money to be made on this situation, and I'm going to make it. I'll burst through magazines with this one. My biggest seller yet, and I think I'll call it A Night of Horror.
Is she still going on?
Is she going to finish it in jail?
Typewriter won't work.
Oh, please, Mildred. You're old-fashioned. It's electric.
Oh, thank you. Where's the button?
Go ahead. We're not going to bother you.
You seem a little over-anxious for me to start.
Oh, what now?
Of course! Ingenious!
What now?
Electricity! The typewriter was rigged to electrocute me!
Well, really?
You think you can fool an old hand like me?
Oh, please. This has gone on far too long. Even if we were guilty, we'd never think of something as stupid as this.
Stupid, dear! My best murder was the electric heater in the bathtub!
Oh, I've never heard of that. Now, step aside. Whitney, darling,
Yes, dear?
by any chance you didn't rig this, did you?
Jessica!
Ah, I'm just checking. M-A-R-T-I-N-I. There you go, Mildred. It's safe.
It was a good idea.
Use it sometime.
A Night of Horror by Mildred.
It was great.
Is she dead?
She must be. Everyone else is, so she must be. There's the door now. I always hated that line.
Well, if the murderer knew it would kill her, no one else would type the letter C.
Look, she short-circuited the typewriter, too.
At least she went on writing. It's rather poetic justice.
Oh my God!
What's that?
Then it's you!
I was just thinking about you!
Why did you do it?
I didn't do it! It wasn't me! No, don't say that!
You're suffering pangs of remorse. That's good for you.
I'm not crying because of any pangs!
Then why?
This is the first time you've ever kept anything from me.
But I haven't kept that thing from you.
What do you call 6 murders? Nothing. Our whole marriage is over. It is built on trust and understanding and also mutual faith. And now you've lied to me.
I could say the same thing about you.
No, you couldn't. I'm innocent.
So am I.
I don't believe you.
Look at me. Look at this face.
Oh, I always loved that face. Even the peculiar parts.
What peculiar parts?
Your nose is what it should be, and one eye is different from the other.
I like that. Here I haven't complained about you all these years for every one of your hair colors.
I was only trying to please you.
You've always known when I was lying. Now look at me. I didn't commit those beastly murders.
Oh, I believe you, darling. I believe you.
Now, tell me something.
What?
Why did you commit them?
Oh, I didn't! I swear on next royalty check.
Honestly?
Cross my heart and hope. No, I didn't say that. I take it back, please.
Well, if it wasn't other of us, and there's nobody here except dead people, and we finally come upon the perfect crime,
Oh, I always said it could be committed.
we should celebrate.
The wine!
Oh, perfect. I hope it's a good year.
Oh, I do feel rather a fool having suspected you, darling.
Think nothing of it. I suspected you.
What we're going to do, sit around drinking until the launch comes.
Will be delightfully tipsy. All right.
Have a sip.
Now to the greatest mystery yet to come. It's good. Try it. It's good.
Oh, that wasn't a good year at all, you practical.
Ooh. Bitter. Bitter and accurate. That's what it is like.
Yes.
What have I said that before?
Oh, you wrote it in a poisoned corpse, remember?
Yes, that's right. The wine was bitter and accurate. Yes.
Quit.
miss.
Damn!
Don't be upset, darling. We're going together.
Oh, no, it's not that. It's just, we don't know who's done this to us.
That is rather upsetting.
Oh, darling. Do you think they'll have all our books up there?
Bound in gold leaf.
And every Sunday we'll be at the top of the bestseller.
Heavenly.
Exactly. Oh,
But I can't wait. I want to know who the murderer is now.
so do I. So do I, darling. Oh, do you hear that?
Who's that? Who's him?
Oh, we're going to find out who's done it.
I'm too tired to turn my head.
Will you stop dragging your feet and hurry up?
Here I am!
Jason Summers.
What a bore.
Don't you like it?
It's been done to death. The first one killed is always the murderer.
But I swear you were dead when you gave me to understand.
I was.
Oh, I loathe science fiction.
Jason Summers was dead, but I'm Grady Summers.
Oh, I hate that. Your twin brother, I assume.
That's correct.
Dirty pool. Oh, such dirty pool.
And once you two are gone, I will have done it. The perfect crime!
But why?
When I was younger, Jason always had everything. I had nothing!
I abhor speeches like this.
Explanatory, though it's only boring.
Every time he told me of his plan to bring you here and have the greatest series in history.
Oh, I know. You wanted to do him one better.
So you killed real people.
How did you know?
We write these things.
Oh, we used to. Quit. I can't take this from him.
But it's my
anymore.
right to say something!
No.
Every murderer gets to tell how he did it, step by step.
Not this time, old boy. Sorry to leave you like this. But that's the way the ball bounces.
But I have so much to say. My murders! I made history tonight. I've done the ultimate in crime.
No, I don't think so.
Ah, it doesn't have any punch at the end.
Rewrites. Needs a tremendous rewrite.
The suspense is terrific.
Characters aren't any good. No.
Mr. Summers, you don't understand. We are the experts. You can all come back in now.
We heard everything off stage.
If we could bring Jack Club in after the first murder.
Mr. Duckton, the draft club is out. He was good in his time, but
Perhaps if we made him a CIA agent.
Well, people are tired of that, aren't you?
Oh, Romney, dear, they still think we're on the island.
You don't, do you?
Of course they do. We told them we were moving from the studio to the island, and we closed the curtains. And when we opened them back up again, they naturally assumed we were on the island.
Just because we said so.
Of course.
What a fabulous group you all are. A triple billable and fabulous.
If we work any longer, we're gonna need overtime. The union
I'm well aware of the unions. All right, you're on a check immediately.
If you were pleased with our work,
Oh, you were marvelous, darling.
when you get the script finished, can we audition for the parts?
Of course.
We won't pay him a scale.
We don't want to keep the audience here any longer, do we?
Oh, of course not. They're bored to death. Ah! They're bored.
Thank you all very much for coming. We are wow, your reactions have been a huge Your reactions have been a huge help. You see, before we came here, we decided this would be the best thing to do. So we met at the bar across the way, and then we decided this would be the best thing to do. Pretend we were really on the island. Even Jason Summers liked the idea, and it did turn in a reasonably good performance.
I used to do a little community theater work.
Do you suppose he's given them their money's worth?
Oh, of course, darling. 8 murders. What did they expect? World War III.
Zinger! Now, and don't worry, murder is all in books and stories anyway. It can't happen here.
What's that?
Good word.
Another improvisation.
What is it? What's happening? Be quiet. Let her
The
speak.
12 from the clock's off.
She's ill.
Nonsense, she's dying.
Murder. Be quiet.